for sympathetic pity and concern.
Look back, look back,
The sufferings.
look back.
For someone else's pain and struggle. Misfortunes of others. I've always, but to me, it goes beyond that. Compassion is about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, understanding their pain and struggles, and doing what you can to help them. I've always considered myself to be a compassionate person, but recent events have made me realize the true importance of compassion. In the past few weeks, I've seen so much suffering around me, from the devastation caused by natural disasters to the pain of loved ones battling illnesses. It's easy to feel helpless in the face of such immense suffering, but even small acts of compassion can make a difference. One example that stands out in my mind is when I visited a friend who was going through a tough time. She was dealing with some personal issues and was feeling overwhelmed and alone. I simply sat with her, listened to her, and offered her my support. It wasn't anything grand or heroic, but it made a world of difference to her. Compassion is also about putting yourself first. I often forget about this and pick myself up over my mistakes and shortcomings, but I've realized that treating yourself with kindness and understanding is just as important as showing compassion to others. In a world that can be cruel and unforgiving, compassion is what makes us human. It connects us to one another and helps us navigate the ups and downs of life. I hope to continue to cultivate compassion in my daily life and inspire others to do the same, because love is compassion.
Dear Diary, I think today is the day to share a short story with you. Years ago, when I was in primary school, I had a friend. She was my best friend for 2 years. Until one day, she heard me approach. From that day on, she was always being mean to me with her new best friend. We hated each other for years and years. But recently, I had been thinking about our friendship and thought to myself, have I gained anything from this? Nothing. Have I lost anything? My peace of mind, and sometimes even myself. So eventually, I forgave her. Without discussing with her, I just forgave her in my heart and moved on. From that day on, I always forgive any kind of bad behavior towards me, from the serious things to the most hurtful ones. I'm not saying it's easy. It's really hard, and it takes time. But think about it. We're all creatures living on Earth with our own worries, stories, and lives. Do not keep any negative feeling in your heart, as in the end of the day, you only hurt yourself. Free yourself and the other person from any negative emotions, because love is forgiveness.
Dear Diary, about 2 months ago, a classmate of mine had her birthday. Let's call her Maria. When she got into our class, everyone greeted her with a warm happy birthday. Her friends even brought her a cake to celebrate. She was very happy, but then a kid said we got to throw that cake in her face. It would be hilarious. Without actually meaning any harm, but some took it seriously. Maria didn't like the idea at all, but her classmates wouldn't let her go. Suddenly, they slammed the cake in her face and they all started laughing. Maria was very upset and went to the restroom to wash her face, and everybody followed her. When they went downstairs, they ate the remains of the destroyed cake, and then a genius decided to throw the cake to another student and a cake fight started. After that, some teachers came in and everybody went to the principal's office. The worst of all is that the students that started the doll didn't admit that they did something wrong. Maria was crying, but then some kids, myself included, sat down and tried to call her. We told her that she shouldn't cry because some people just don't have remorse, and she should get over it. Then we decided to confront the bullies and stand up for her. The bullies saw that Maria had many classmates supporting her, and they felt ashamed, and we chased them away. Together united we are one. In the end, the birthday wasn't a tragedy after all because we all went out for ice cream. It's important to remember that bullying in any form is unacceptable and can have long-lasting effects on the victim. It's not just a harmless prank or joke. We should always strive to treat others with kindness and respect, especially on their special occasions. I hope that Maria can look back at her birthday with fond memories of the friends who stood by her and showed her love and support. Let's continue to spread positivity and kindness and stand up against bullying whenever we see it. Just remember, love is solidarity.
Because love is always the answer.
Bravo! Bravo! Not the other way.
Thank you. And the last presentation of this year's conference is called Stay Positive No Matter What.